biking at age 70 plus. Okay. So I guess that's me, huh?
That's you. And I'm just going to say, I have a friend, Renee, and her dad biked, and he can't get on the bike no more either.
All right, well, here's the deal. I used to be a runner. Well, maybe it's a jogger, okay? I'm not sure I can call it running, But I used to be a jogger, and heck, I persisted long enough one time to run a marathon. So I enjoyed that a lot, but it got to where my knees weren't taking it, my feet weren't taking it, they just could not handle it. And so I said, well, I got to give that up. What can I do? So I decided to get into biking because it's easier on the feet, and you still exercise
and your joints.
You still exercise your muscles. You do your heart lung thing going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was just maybe the year after COVID or something like that. We said, well, man, let's go get a bike. Well, we went to the bike shop, and bikes were back ordered for about 10 decades. You could not get a bike. Bikes were all bought out because everybody who was in COVID decided they wanted to ride a bike.
I mean, what else are you going to do?
So we put an order in for my son and I. We put an order in for a bike for each of us, and it took like 9 months for it to show up. 2 babies, and they showed up 9 months later.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, so it took a long time. So got into the biking thing, and every time I would leave, my wife would say, "Now be safe," and so I would attempt to be safe. Okay, the way I ride on the bike, I got across 3 fairly serious streets, and I would come to a dead stop on that and wait till it was entirely clear to get across the street, and so made sure that was okay. But not that long ago, actually it's a couple months now, I was on one of my biking escapades, and let me show you what happened. Here I am at LSU, going across Highland Road, heading up past John M. Parker on the right, and I'm in the bike lane over there, and I want to get out of the street because there's a lot of cars that come there and go pretty fast, so I take a left to head over to the walking and cycling path, and I get to the path, and then I make a quick right onto the path, and what you can't see there now is that underneath my wheels and all full of the path there were leaves. And when I made the turn and proceeded to go forward on the path, my back wheel came out, and I crashed to the ground. Serious crash. Now, bike's okay, so don't worry. The bike's fine. But I took most of the burden on my right shoulder and my right thigh. And it was unbelievable that I didn't break something, okay, because I hit the ground pretty hard. And I was still 7 miles away from home, so I've still got 7 more miles to bike on the way back. But, it didn't feel all that bad. I felt stunned. But I didn't feel, like I said, I got up. I mustn't have broken anything. Everything must be fine, right? Well, not really. And let's see where we are here. For you guys that are in the medical business, which is not me, I have here a picture of one of the 120 some odd pictures that were taken of my right shoulder. And this MRI confirmed that I had a complete tear of part of the rotator cuff, which is 5 tendons that help hold the shoulder together and make your arm work well and do all the stretching and moving and lifting and pulling and pushing things that you do. So I don't remember exactly how to read the photo, so I can't help you with that. But there's a spot there that shows the doctor that we have a tear. There's another spot there that shows the doctor that there's some fluid buildup that's not supposed to be there, So we had taken an X-ray and demonstrated that there was no break. But then they do the MRI, and because you can't see soft tissue on an X-ray, and so now we have a problem, Houston.
I know, yeah. I know. It's not good.
Yeah, so what are we doing about it?
So he's getting Dr. Winder to fix it on Friday.
Yeah.
He's going to have surgery.
Going to surgery on Friday.
Yes, and I'm going to be here. Peanut's going to help. Mom, of course, but Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a recovery. So we may not be on next week, depending on. I'm sure Dad can't next week.
I'm probably going to be on some really good stuff.
Yeah, he's going to be on some pain meds, and we're going to have to take care of him. I said,
Yeah.
I can do
Who
this.
knows? Who knows?
I told him I could do the show by myself, but I don't even know how to turn on a computer. So. Oh, Dr. Werner was your mom's doctor.
Hey,
Okay.
yeah, he's been around. He's the sports doctor, done a lot of LSU work, and a whole lot of people in town have had things fixed by him.
And we've been knowing him since, the second grade?
He did all of peanut surgeries.
He did all of peanut surgeries. He went to school with my kids. So his kids went to school with my kids. So it feels good to know that at least you know somebody.
Right.
And I know he's going to take care of you out there.
So of course the only problem is that it is not a quick fix.
It's not.
It's the most I've read it. It sort of says you don't get full whatever you're going to get back. You don't get all of that back until maybe 6 to 9 months. So it's like a season-ending injury.
Yeah,
if you were
a
football player or a baseball player, you'd have that problem. So, thank you, Darren. We feel good about working with Dr. Winder on this. So,
oh, that's sweet. Thank you, Abby.
And Abby, thank you very much. And Mike, I deliberately do not have those clips on my bike so that I get my foot stuck in. That would have been even a worse problem, I think, because I'd have never gotten them unclipped before I went to the ground on that, So we don't exactly know what's going to go on. The good thing is, I'm looking for bright sides here, okay? So, another baby. Yeah, 9 months, right, exactly.
I know.
Thank you, Patricia. Yeah, thank you very much for the positive vibes, Wendy. We appreciate it. It's good that my mama was born left-handed, and so am I. So my right arm is the one that's going to be immobilized for a good while, but I can poison pen letters to people with my left hand. So
there's nothing that's never. Last week we were talking about the superpower, and Dad was like, well, I don't think, what's my superpower? I'm like, you have like 50 million.
Well, it's going to be operating at 50% strength. So what have I been doing? The last, at least about a week, I've been trying to see what can you do with one hand? And believe me, it's not easy.
It's hard.
If you just try to do, your hair and your teeth, in the morning, it's just hard to do. And there's no buckling a belt on a pair of pants. And of course, you're not pulling a T-shirt over your head anymore either. So it's going to be interesting and tricky. And we're going to follow the doctor's orders completely. So we do the best we can.
And you got a great ice machine that's going to help you out. And
yep, they told me to get that.
I don't sleep at night anyways, so I'm up. He said, I don't sleep ever. So, I'll be here to take care of him.
Yep, I can pick my nose. I can still do that, Darren. And thank you, Michael, for putting me on your prayer list. I appreciate that.
Yes, thank you.
And Terry's right. I'll pick up some
new skills.
More ambidextrous skills,
Well, so, and then Peanut, has been through 3 knee surgeries with playing soccer. And so we kind of know a little bit. This is a whole nother beast, the shoulder.
It's different.
Because you can't even, if you move your neck, anything. Yeah. So we're going to have to be really, lots of recliner time. Absolutely.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
We have a recliner, so that's going to be good. And then, at some point, on my bed, it will rise up to 45 degrees, so I can actually use the bed at some point to be able to cope with that. So we've got all the tools. I just have to be ready to put up with whatever the not too good feelings will be associated with it. But I'm hoping for that it won't be horrible. It'll be just half horrible.
Oh gosh, I can't even imagine. It's not. Everybody pray for him. That's all. Just pray for it that everything goes well.
We appreciate all of that.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Please. So I guess, is there anything else you want to add about that surgery?
No, I've been, I'm rather calm about it, but then again, I've never had the problem, and I'm in a moderate amount of pain all the time. Sometimes better than others. Sleeping's not too easy because, I'm a side sleeper occasionally, and you can't turn to the right and sleep on that. So, ultimately there'll be some relief for those things that are going on there. But I'm not too worried about it. Oh, I want to drop a shout out to Father Alex Harb. I met with him on Tuesday morning. I meet my little group, and I reminded him that I was having surgery on Friday. And Father Alex said, "Would you like the sacrament of the sick?" And I said, "You bet."
Absolutely.
So he anointed me, so I'm in good shape heading into the surgery. So, and I got all this care waiting for me here. I'm gonna feel spoiled, and I'm gonna start feeling guilty for tying everybody up for things and so forth.
No, absolutely not. That's what we're here. We're here to help.
Yeah.
So definitely, this is. I mean, we're gonna.
All right,
help.
so we're gonna play it by ear. I would have to guess, like Honey suggested, that the likelihood of a show next week is low, so we won't, even guarantee that. We're certainly not trying to book a guest for next week because that just doesn't make sense. And then we'll play it by ear next week to see, how things are going for the following week. The studio is set up really well in here, so if we're not doing anything different than what we're doing now, it's pushing some buttons. And so far, I can push buttons with my hand, so that'll work. So hopefully we'll be able to get a show going in a couple of weeks. That would be the my hope.
Absolutely. We're gonna. I mean, and I know you're tough as nails. Dad is tough.
We'll find out, won't we? I thought men were really bad patients.
I know, but you're tough though. You don't. Dad doesn't complain. He really doesn't.
Not too much.